But let's move on, man. Let's talk about Pokemon Legends ZA. The Zaza is in the building. We got a trailer for it, showing off the town, showing off Lumiose and all the good stuff we're gonna get into. Parkour on the rooftops, changes to the battle system where you're actually being able to free move around in a battle, and you can dodge attacks with your Pokemon, launch attacks in a certain range and such. Again, some differences and some adjustments to the system of what people have been looking for. The new starters were technically the old starters, Tepig, Chikorita, Totodile, all that good stuff. They're launching, right, I believe, late 2025. Listen, we'll get to that, how whack that is in a second. But Kai, how do you feel about what you saw from Pokemon Legends ZA?
I'll be honest, I was hating. Like when they first when they first teased this shit, I was hard hating. I was like, there's no way for like, I don't even know how many years at this point, they've just fucking copied and pasted the formula. Give me another wide ass map. Like I saw Lumiose City and I was like, I remember that from back in the day, but I was like, are they just gonna like, you know, place a bunch of green around the city and say have 7 times? But now watching this trailer, I'm like, I'm less hateful. I'm still like mid-hate.
Slightly less hateful.
Like slightly less hateful. The city exploration bits are cool. And also just, I kind of just warming up to the fact that it's Lumiose City. Like, to me, as a young whippersnapper, as you like to call me, Pokemon X is actually one of my favorite Pokemon games.
Hey, so, Pokemon X kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie.
It was one of the best ones. It was one of. I think it wasn't one that I was a huge fan of, but I've accepted that I'm a shill for the older generations. So like, it just was like, was X? X was the first time it was in 3D. I think X was sick.
Yeah.
That, like, that shit blew my mind. No, I don't have any issues with X, actually. I think my issues are with Black and White, which is even a crazier statement. But that's just because, like, I was like, why is this fucking snowflake a Pokemon? It's just got a fucking face on it.
Chill on Cryogonal. Chill on Cryogonal, man.
In the card game, he goes stupid
Cryogonal.
for me. No, I was like, in the card game, I fuck with him. But in the fucking, but I was just a hater back then. Because I went from like, I was just like, man, they don't do it as good as the old days. And then I realized I'm not really that big of a Pokemon fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
like, I just accepted, like, this is whatever.
Bro. I will say, hey, Cryogonal wasn't my starting 6 in my first black run. I'll tell you that. I ain't gonna lie.
You needed an ice Pokemon.
Exactly.
That's why. Not
to
because that motherfucker
down.
was hard.
And I wasn't taking that damn ice cream, that Vanillux or whatever the hell it was. I don't even know if that was a later gen or whatever.
Somebody with a design just as good as the other one. Yeah, you're right.
You know what? Hey, fuck you, buddy. I know where my loyalties lie. All right. Shit.
But yeah, I think it was cool. Like I said, especially like the city exploration, just how it looks like they're kind of starting to now like flesh out the world a little bit. Obviously, you know, this is kind of a cheat code because this is basically just a remaster. Like some of these improvements to the map, they probably was like, oh, if we had the tech to do this, we would do this anyway. So, but it'd be cool to see. Is this coming out? When's the Switch 2 actually releasing? Do we know yet?
We're gonna hear shit in April.
Yep.
April, yeah, okay. So I'm guessing I would probably pick up Switch 2 and then like this would be one of the games I get with, right? Like that's how I'm feeling right now.
Now, let me ask this question, because I know you're good for this. Is the Switch 2 a system you're going to buy and sell every time you wanna every time one game comes out and then you're gonna be like, I'm good with it, and then you're gonna sell it again?
I mean, shit.
And there it is. We got him.
Like I'm definitely part of the ecosystem.
That meant be upcycling. I respect it,
bro. Like the next time I see a PS5 game that I need to play, I'm gonna do the same. Like it's
plays it for
the
2 weeks.
GameStop knows him by name.
Like, are you trading this shit in again? Like, yeah, bro. I'm sorry, I'm done with it.
You want us to just hold on to the receipt at this point? Just put it behind the counter.
The economy's tight, and I work in the games industry, but like I'm just giving back to the people that really into experience games, you know.
There's a family that can always afford a pre-owned PlayStation. Like the amount of pre-owned PlayStations that Kai is allowing people to get at a cheaper price, barely used.
Truly is the Robin Hood of gaming, man. You know what I'm saying? Gives to the rich and I guess give back to the pre-owned. I don't know, bro.
That's so funny.
Shit, man.
But yeah, I think they still have a lot of like expectations to meet, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks better than like fucking. What was the last shit we had? Like, I don't know, purple and brown. I don't know what the last Pokemon was.
Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah,
looks better than that.
Oh, fair. I was about to say, when you had any standout things or comments or remarks on this?
I remember watching it and being like, wow, this looks kind of like Power World.
No. Yeah.
I was just like, this is kind of cool. But like, they were like, yo, your Pokemon is going to be able to move now. And I'm like, whoa, that's kind of like Power World. That's just how I felt, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, one is a thief and one isn't. Not really. I actually don't believe that at all.
Depending on which one you ask, that's still true. Depending on where you ask.
I was just like, I think it's cool. I think what they're doing is pretty sick. Like, I'm a big fan of what they're doing. But I'm going to keep it a stack with you. Nintendo is only ever innovates when they're forced to. So like, this game does look sick. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend it doesn't look sick, but the fact that it's taken them a lawsuit and Power World to come out for them to actually be like, all right, yo, we gonna actually put some effort into it. That's the part that really blows me. That being said, will I pick up ZA if I buy a Switch 2? Because that's really what it comes down to, is if I buy the new system. Yeah, like, because at the end of the day, like, when I played Scarlet Violet, that shit was ass.
I'm sorry that you purchased that, by the way.
Like, no, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, and it wasn't like the gameplay was like. I think the gameplay, if you want to play that game, get that shit allegedly on a computer and put that shit in some frame rates that actually make sense and not like an old time movie, and you'll have a fucking ball with that game. That game was like cool concept, but I'm like, bro, I'm playing this bitch in slow motion. This shit is kind of ass. It's just it just the Switch was the worst part about the new Pokemon games, and it shows. So if the Switch 2 is affordable and brings ZA, for sure, I'm all about the ZA. But if this Switch 2 is gonna be $400 when I could just throw another 100 and get a Steam Deck, brother, it is quiet for that game.
Yeah, nah, I like this is just my thing. I'm like, yo, first and foremost, Power World goes cross-play this month. It goes on multi-platform. Again, people can play all across different platforms with each other starting, I think, later this month. So that's hilarious. There goes one thing. And the other thing is, I saw it and I was like, damn, bro, this would go absolutely insane on a Steam Deck. Like, yo, I think this would really, like, yo, when they pirate this shit, when they port this shit over, there's no ifs, bro. There's no ifs anymore, bro. They got this on lock, bro. Whatever a new emulator comes out in the next like 3 months, bro, the Switch, like, Nintendo can't stop this anymore. That's a whole other separate problem. That shout out to Ken knows it. He helped inform me about this, but like they're screwed unless they like really figure this out, which they're not going to. But when this gets ported over to a Steam Deck, like, it's gonna look crazy. 120 FPS, about to go like nuts. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how it looks in true performance mode. But outside of that, I think it looks pretty cool, honestly. Again, like, I like some of the changes. I like the battle system changes. The world looks decent. The starters look ass, except for Totodile. I don't like Chikorita and I don't like Tepig. I don't care for either, and that is what it is. So Totodile is a default, because Feraligatr is the best. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them ones. So I appreciate him being there. The rest of them I can't speak for. That's all I'll say about that. But listen, late 2025, if the Switch does what it's supposed to do and hopefully get the performance up to a decent standard, this should be a solid game to play, a really solid output. And so in the eyes of Nintendo fans and longtime Pokemon fans, I think it'll probably be like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 to them. So, you know, this is where we're at. I think it has promise.